claim of universal value can be understood in two different ways. First, it could be that something has a universal value when everybody find it valuable. This was BASYIR Berlin understanding of the term. According to Berlin, universal value mean that a great many human being in the vast majority of place in situation. Second, something could have universal value when all people have reason to believe. And Amartya Sen interpret that term in this way, pointing out that when Mahatma Gandhi argued that non-violence is a universal value, he was arguing that all people have reason to value non-violence, not that all people currently value non-violence. After that, people do not live their life in moral or ethical isolation, but grow up within particular moral tradition. In the modern era, technology is affecting society in ubiquitous fashion while maintaining it upright the position, and both science and technology are also being influenced by society. The rapid advance in science and technology increase societal complexities, also underpin the importance of moral value and ethics and their benefit to society. Furthermore, ethical systems from various cultures are often incompatible between each other, generating conflict and violence at all scales, communal, societal, national and international. In this paper, we propose a new concept for the foundation of the universal ethic. We mean universal both in physical, cosmological sense, as well in abstract and mathematical sense. The universal Declaration of Human Rights was not universal in the sense as universal, and the declaration refer simply to all human beings. Unlikely that is the declaration will make any sense of extraterrestrial being in another galaxy.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad bin KHALID. My number is 1181719. I will continue to explain about the universal moral value or universal ethic. I will continue to the list of universal moral value or universal ethics. First thing first, we need to know that in the back day or in the past year before, we don't have such a specific list of moral value or universal ethics. Then Mohandas Gandhi, or as known as Mahatma Gandhi, has promoted self-suffering, non-violence, and seek for the truth as the universal value. Then William James also believed that only love was the singular foundation principle of all ethics and all morality. Then back in 1995, Darwin also speculated that the desire of approval and sympathy was the primary root of morality. Then the United Nations or UN in 1948 has document title, which is a Universal Declaration of Human Rights, affirm the dignity, equality, and the freedom of all people. In 1993, a world conference of 250 international religious leaders has met in Chicago, and they produced a document titled Universal Declaration of Global Ethics that extol the virtues of honesty and the pursuit of truth and call for a non-violent approach to world problems. They also condemn aggression, hatred, injustice, and discrimination. At a more local level, a 21-member of Advisory Council in New Jersey, Australia, was charged with identifying core values that could be taught in a public school, which is a respect for self, a respect for others, a civic responsibility, and respect for the natural environment. Several writers also have tried to identify core or universal values within a major sacred book, which is like the Bible and the Holy Quran. And then in the both of them, the most frequently occurring values found in this list are the golden rules, which is and its implication, like treating others with respect and compassion, and the virtues of truthfulness, justice, personal responsibility, courage, and faith. And then from all this, the author has concluded the short list of universal moral value that we need to have, which is the first, commitment to something greater than oneself. Second, self-respect, but with humility, self-discipline, and acceptance of personal responsibility. Third one, respect and caring for others. And lastly, caring for other living things and the environment. But in the universal moral value, we have many different opinions, such as the anthropologists at the University of Oxford have discovered what they believe to be the 7 universal moral values. What are they? Which are the rules? It is help your family, help your group, return favors, be brave, defer to superiors, divide resource fairly, and respect other property. That they were found in a survey for 60 cultures from all around the world. Hello, welcome back. Now I will explain about the importance of universal moral value or universal ethics. Okay, first thing first, as we see on the paperwork, there are such a long journal in the importance of universal moral value. Then in this, I will conclude in a minute about the importance of universal moral value. Okay, first thing first, in this journal, this is about the view or opinion from Kant that has been supported by Hannah Arendt. She has compared the ancient philosopher, which is said about the ancient morality such as Socrates, Aristotle, until Nietzsche, and Kant and other philosophers in the medieval age. She also said that the philosopher in the medieval age has stated, which is the human started doing a good thing, do the good thing because of what? Because they do because of God. And as we know, in the medieval age also, from the history that we learn, in the medieval age itself has the enlightened age, which is there are many philosophers that has promoted or has been created the movement to solve the problem, to solve the offense that happened in that medieval age. What is the offense, which is the bad issue or bad problem that occur on that age, such as a murder, robber, and etc. And the author also explained about why it's so important we need to have the morality, such as a responsibility, justice, equal right, or equality. This is because the author itself, which is Hannah Arendt, has lived on the World War age. And then we continue in this journal also. The author stated, even human doing a good thing and willingly from heart, but the nature itself a little bit from the human perspective itself. As an example, what human do, it based on what he get. If they do the good things, they will get the reward. If they do the otherwise, then they will be punished. That what has been stated from the philosopher that come from the medieval age about the morality, which is even they do the good and willingly from their heart, but still a little bit come from their perspective. But as a conclusion, the Hannah Arendt very strongly push us to have the morality in our life.
Human ethics and values in general and Islamic ethics in particular have been studied matter of consensus. Prophet Adam received respect from the angle in form of their prostration and then descended from heaven to earth. In Surah Al-Isra verse 17, Allah said, and we have certainly honored the children of Adam and carried them on the land and sea, and provided for them of the good things and preferred them over much of what we have created with definite preference. Hence, human beings were created to do what is good while being granted good things in the world. Islamic ethics address the mean whereby mankind ideally accommodate divine guidance as applicable human behavior as well as good conduct and personal morality. This paper investigate the important essence and characteristic of Islamic ethics. Although Islamic attribution have significantly contributed to all civilization, contemporary even raise issue that require a revisit. Although submit that is because Islam code of ethics is grossly misunderstood, especially concerning the office of God. We recognize this comprehensive study use a qualitative approach and cite various verses of Al-Quran and portion of the Prophet Sunnah to support of and analyze the basis Islam, ethical principle and human values. By widely reference verse from Al-Quran, the author highlight Islamic ethics and life principles that have had significant effect on civilization as valuable principle for all aspects of daily living. The glory of a people depends not only on higher education but also purity of character. Man cannot be perfect without moral values the highest. They determine the moral values that a Muslim should have. Islam has made the Quran and Hadith the main source of reference. Through the guidance of the Quran and Hadith, Islam provides the perfect guide for mankind and illuminated his natural image while freeing himself from the whispering of the devil. In addition, each individual must also examine the history of his people within effort to improve the shortcomings that exist in today's society. Review history is one of the important factor in shaping one's personality, and being able to understand the condition of the people themselves. A person will not be able to feel his attachment with the people except after the research the history of his people. The current scenario shows that the symptoms of the collapse of the Muslim community are increasing.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Muhammad HILMI bin Hamad. My number is 1181727. Today I will continue about the individuals and social role in practice universal values. First, individual role in practice universal values. Creativity has become an important component for organizations and to retain success and to gain competitive advantage in today's highly competitive business world, predicated on the fact that corporations face a dynamic environment surrounded by rapid technological change, shorter product life cycles, and globalizations. Researchers have claimed that in order to deal with environmental pressures and to enhance the innovativeness of organizations, the creative performance of the employees need to be improved, because creativity is considered as the starting point of all innovation. Transformational leaders are able to inspire their followers with innovations as many as the most ideas influence. Inspirations is also as this inspiration is solidified into those perspective. And the last influence is maintaining this reality when the creator is perceived as infinite of life factors, activities, ideas, and actions. The last influence is behavior, precise, charismatic actions of the leader focus on values, beliefs, and a sense of missions. Second is irrational motivations. Leaders act as a model for their followers by projecting an idealized mission, communicating how the mission is achieved, stressing towards viewing future with optimism, providing encouragement for what needs to be done, and using symbols of focus efforts. Third, intellectual stimulation. It refers to the leader's actions with the purpose of challenging followers to think creatively and to find solutions of difficult problems. Fourth, the last fourth, consideration, followers are treated as individuals, not just members of the group. The leader concentrates of the individualization and development of followers. Next, power, social status, and prestige, control or dominance over people and resources, achievement, personal success through demonstrative competence according to social standard. In addition, presenting 10 motivational type of values, the theory also specifies the delicate relationships among them by introducing a circular structure of relations among the 10 values according to their motivation and compatibility and incompatibility. The first dimension is level conservation versus openness to change, whereas the second dimension is level self-transcendence versus self-enhancement. Openness to change power values of self-direction and stagnation, whereas conservation comprises value of security, community, and tradition. Self-transcendence covers values of universalism and benevolence. Now we go to socials, role of practice in these values. Role of theories of practice, social practice, theories shift the focus from individual behavior and choice, the practices, and emergent dynamics. In this theoretical framework, behaviors are considered observable expressions of social phenomena, with practices as performance, rather than outcomes of consumer attitude, belief, and other motivational factors. Consequently, practice perspective aims at understanding social change by considering behavior's performance of practice in relation to their material, social, and cultural context. As a result, change in behavior are meant to be achieved by targeting and intervening on the socially embedded underpinnings of action, the practices as entities. In social practice theory, practice is defined as a routinized type of behavior which consists of several elements interconnected to one another, form of bodily activities for
again with me, Muhammad Afif, and I will continue to explain about universal moral value. And now we jump to the new topic, which is the similarities and differences between the universal moral value in Islamic and Christianity. What is the differences and the similarity between the Islamic and Christianity universal moral value? Now, first thing first, we jump into the similarities of universal moral value between Islam and Christianity. Okay, first, in my general view, or in my opinion, the similarities universal value between the Islam and Christianity is almost the same. Don't get me wrong, not same at all, but almost the same. This is because in the basis of the Islamic teachings about the moral value and the Christianity teachings about the moral value, they both has taught their follower to have such a noble nature, morality, which is they need to have the respect and help each other when needed and other things. Even universal value in other religions in this world, they taught their follower to do the good things. There are so many universal value and universal moral value or universal ethics that has been taught in both religion. As an example about love and respect toward our brothers in our religion. Such as an example, in Islam itself, there are hadith from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that the hadith mean, which is that they not perfect, they are not perfect the faith of mu'min if they are not love other brothers in Muslim like he love himself. In this hadith we get, which is the Islam teach their follower to have love and respect towards other brothers in Muslim or towards the others Muslim. Imam An-Nawawi also said and interpret as a brotherhood in general such that it includes the disbelievers and the Muslim. For this reason, it's recommended to supplicate for the disbeliever to be guided. The meaning of love here is intention for good and benefit, and this meaning to the religion love, not human love. Okay. Then we go to the Bible, which means I said similarity in love, which is in Christianity. The Bible itself also teach their follower to love, to have love and respect. As an example, Romans 13:8, which means owe no one anything except to love each other, for the one who loves another has fulfilled the law. And in John chapter 15 number 12, my command is this, love each other as I have loved you. Okay, that is the similarity in both of religion. And now, in my opinion, about the differences between the universal moral value in the both of religion is between Islam and Christianity is from the main source of reference that they get the order to practice the good universal moral value. The main source for Muslim were Al-Quran and As-Sunnah. The As-Sunnah means the speech or the act or etc. from the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. While in Christianity, the main source for the Christian is the Holy Scripture or the Holy Books of the Bible as their guidance on their life. Islam and Christianity also differ from the theory, understanding, and practicing universal value in life. And lastly, the reward that has been taught in both religion for practicing universal moral value also differs. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.